Hey everybody, welcome back to the EQN Sports Desk. I am Dru Stew. We are continuing our coverage here of the Cinch National Finals of Team Roping, and we're going to talk a little bit of insurance right now, covered by Cori. How do you say it? It's Kristen Yorkie.
Just like that.
Is that
just
pretty?
Like that, yes.
Oh, man. Brooke, Ezell, Kristen Yorkie, my old buddy from the cutting pen.
That's right.
It's good to see you.
You too. You're looking good.
Well, thank you. You too.
Well, thanks.
You too. Brooke, how about you? How you doing today?
I'm doing great. Doing great. Enjoying the roping around here. Enjoying the last few days. It's great to catch up with old friends from the roping pen. So
I was going to say, how's your arm doing? Have you been breakawaying any lately?
Not as much as I want to.
Right.
That's for sure. But I'm itching to get back out there.
It does give you the itch, doesn't it?
Yes,
Big time.
it does.
So where have you been? Where have you been? We haven't seen each other in a minute.
Well, I've been all over the place with Covered by Cori. We're covering our sponsorship, so we're at a lot of shows, and then every sale we can possibly be at.
Yeah.
So and I've been showing.
Good.
And I've got a few rope horse futurity horses too.
What?
I know.
You do?
I do.
I like it.
I know.
I like it
so
a lot.
I want to do all the things.
All the things.
All the things.
We snuck her into the rope world. Got them in there.
Love it.
Well, there is a slight unknown story that I did have a world champion rope horse AQHA back in the day. So a lot of people don't know that.
You seriously did?
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Right. So yeah, my roots go back to roping. It's just not my I'm just really bad at it.
Oh, right.
But I love it. So
it's fun. It's fun.
It is.
Very cool. So talk to me about cutting a little bit. We'll talk about business here in a minute.
Okay.
Let's just talk. Let's just talk. What are we doing on the show pen right now? What are we showing?
Well, I just got done with the Super Stakes.
Yeah.
I have a nice 4-year-old, a Rolls Royce, but I'm going to do the shameless plug of my stallion, My Pistol's Hot.
Well,
so
that's a good one.
Right,
that's
thank you. We don't have any babies yet, so I'm anxiously awaiting to get one of those in the show pen. But we're doing a little light hauling. He's still showing, he's breeding, and so.
Very good.
Yeah, it's been really good.
That's awesome. Are you going to go out to the PCCHA Derby? Are you going to be out there at all? Or?
I'm not.
You're not? Oh, man.
We have so many things happening here, and just trying to manage, balance life, showing all the things. So sometimes I have to give up.
I understand.
Something.
I get it.
So
there's a reason I'm not out here healing steers. I get it.
There you go.
We're busy.
Right.
We're busy. So, should we talk turkey, girls? Should we talk business?
I guess so.
Talk a little horse
We got to
insurance?
do a little bit of that.
Let's do a little bit of that.
We're surrounded by a lot of horse flesh, so we got to protect them.
I know it. So covered by Cori, from my little vantage point, I didn't know anything about it, and then all of a sudden you guys are everywhere, and it's very cool. It's cool when companies jump right in. Talk to me about Covered by Cori, the business, and what you guys are covering.
Well, at Covered by Cori, I mean, our bread and butter is horses. We also do livestock as well. But heavy in the cutting horse world and the reining world. It's been really exciting over the last year because we got to dip into this world of roping and USTRC and then all the buckles, as we were talking about. And I mean, and we're just spreading like wildfire. We've got new agents coming on, and we're just having a blast doing it. It's been really exciting.
Absolutely, that's awesome. Well, talking about coverage right now, the price of these horses, especially in your game, but in this rope horse deal is ringing the bell too, all the way around. It doesn't matter if we're riding cow horses, cutting horses, team roping horses, barrel horses, breakaway horse market. They're outside of our house. These horses they're a bigger investment than our pickups, our trailers.
Absolutely.
It's important, isn't it?
Yeah, the game has gotten extremely competitive through all the disciplines, like you just said, but also in the insurance game. So what we try to aim for is to stand out a little bit, and one of the ways we do that is we want to give back to just the industry and our clients. We also we never ever want our customers to feel like a number. They have our personal cell phones. They're able to call us at all hours. They can talk through situations with us. We have relationships with the veterinarians, and we try to be, we want our customers to feel special and know that we care as much about their horses as they do. So it's never.
It's a sad day when we have to call.
It is. There's been a lot of tears shed.
I hate to say that, but when we call, it's usually not good.
Yeah.
No, it's
That's
not.
a sad day, and if you're not one of us, I mean, that empathy, because we've all gone through it.
Right.
We've all lost a good one.
Well, and there's nothing, I don't want to downplay anybody's grief, but losing a horse it's significant in so many ways.
Yes.
And unless you've lost one or loved a horse and lost one, you don't understand. That loss is substantial. And so it does matter that we can empathize but completely understand what that feels like, and able to try to give some comfort while we're walking them through a process that isn't
that fun?
No,
Isn't that fun?
No, not at all. So
Well, that's awesome, you guys. I mean, that right there is worth its weight in gold. To be able to call you a friend, somebody that knows the game, a breakaway roper. We can talk. We're talking the same deal, and that's a huge part of it. I don't want to be a number,
right.
I want to be your friend and call you up and say, hey man, my head horse just broke a leg. What do I do? Because a lot of people probably don't even know what to do. They get insurance like that step, but then what?
Right. And that's the other thing we pride ourselves on, is we try to educate our customers. We want them to know what their coverage does. Because so many times you answer the questions, your policy's bound, and then you don't think about it again.
Yeah.
Well, until something happens. And then what? There is a protocol. There are steps to follow. And yes, it's all written in your policy, but how many of us have actually read exactly, not just our equine policy.
100% of nobody.
Exactly.
Yeah, I get that a lot.
Tonight I'm going home and reading my house coverage.
It's the Brooke, I'll be honest, I haven't read it. You asked me to read it, but I didn't read it. It's like, oh, it's okay, I've got you. I've got you.
Yep.
So
But that's worth so much. I mean, that's the deal, because you're the professionals, and that's what we're hiring you to do. And not only that, because you guys aren't a number either. It's cool that we know you got our back. Right. So, well, let's talk about the process right now. Like, walk me through. I just go and I'm buying a new rope horse. What is the process, starting from scratch? Like, I know I got to get him insured. I'm paying a bunch of money for him. What do I do?
it's really cut and dry and simple. Other than the specifics of the horse's age, gender. Obviously, we know it's a rope horse. It's really what's most important to you. Are you looking just for that mortality coverage, mortality and theft? Or are you looking for that medical? And we work with some amazing carriers that, we kind of piece it together to figure out what's the best fit for you. And once we have that, really, it's just, we do most of the work for you. And we, like Kristen alluded to, is that we educate you on what the options are. And usually, as long as everything's cut and dry, within hours, we can have the policy bound and ready to go. So, I mean, every situation's different, and everybody's situation is different. So we really try to give our customers their options and really make the decision together, because the last thing I want is to leave that decision to somebody that doesn't know this business. I mean, they're looking to us for recommendations. So I like to give as many options as possible so that they can, feel good whenever they leave the transaction.
So here's a question, because I've insured horses in the past, of course, but never read the fine print that we're talking about. So talk to me just as somebody that's completely ignorant to it. Like, let's say I have a horse, I want to get him covered. The difference between, and my terminology is, so the mortality, of course, but like then loss of use or whatever I still want to keep him around, but he's not going to be a rope horse anymore. Like, is there levels of that? Does that make any sense?
Well, I have been asked this probably a handful of times since I've been here, and it's funny.
Since you've been
the
here?
loss of use question.
Really?
And the unfortunate situation is that it does exist, but at a very minimal aspect to where most of us are not going to use it, and we're not going to recommend it.
Gotcha.
But it doesn't exist anymore because the unfortunate side of the people that abused it in the past, it no longer exists. To answer that question lightly, and we do have a carrier that still has it as an option, but it's not in the world of something that we would recommend by any means.
It's not Western Performance horses.
Yeah, it's not a Western Performance horse situation.
Horses have to be valued over $75,000.
Gotcha.
And then there's a higher rate to go with it, and then, of course, a vet certificate.
Sure. Well, I can sure see where people could take advantage of that. Big time.
Yeah.
Right, and it was. Well, it's one of those things. Our industry is no different than any other. As it progresses and grows, carriers will find what they can live with and still provide coverage for, and ones that they can't.
Yeah.
So it's no different than embryo coverage was back in the day.
Yep.
Everybody, they wanted to do frozen embryos and all the things.
Yeah.
There is no longer an actual embryo coverage. There's pro-full.
Gotcha.
So when I say that, people will still call it an embryo, but technically it's a full.
Yeah.
But it's at 42 days old.
Gotcha.
And there's some other hoops and high rates to go with
Gotcha.
it, but it is definitely it's not a frozen embryo in a bank somewhere
Sure.
or an egg in a dish.
Yeah.
So
Gotcha.
same thing with loss of use. It was a great idea. They got people to cover, and then pretty soon they lost their shirts.
Yeah. So the business just had to evolve.
Yes.
And people will find the loopholes.
Always.
Unfortunately, people always find the loopholes for some, and then it takes it away from people that are actually using
Exactly.
it legit. So,
Right.
Exactly.
But, well, you just learned me something, girls. How about that?
Great.
How about that?
We're so glad we stopped
educated.
by.
Yeah, well, I'm glad you stopped by. So we've got the horse coverage. Come and talk to you guys. That's easy. What other sides of the business can I talk to you about?
Well, we do offer equine liability for
Okay.
horse trainers.
Okay.
So that will cover them in case a horse gets out and is hit by a car or something happens at their place.
Oh, gotcha. So that's if I'm training, I'm riding your guys' horses, it helps cover me on that a little bit?
Yes.
Gotcha.
Yes.
We still recommend, though, since I brought it up, that you insure your horse when you send it to a trainer. Don't leave it to the trainer to cover it.
Don't just leave it to the trainer?
No. Just, just
Don't leave the business to the trainer?
just a little tip.
Oh, come on. Come on. No, that makes sense. But as a
Yep.
trainer, that's a good option for you.
Yes, we recommend if you are training and you're on your own and, just protect yourself a little bit.
Absolutely.
It's not their strong suit, but if you can stay out of a wreck with your client, at least that will
Absolutely.
help your business.
Absolutely.
So,
And then financially also, too.
yeah,
That's just
and
a
it's
good
a
business
minimal
thing to
cost.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. Protection all the way around.
Yeah.
We do everything from, obviously we talked about livestock, so
Mhm.
we can do pasture, we can do show cattle,
Gotcha.
same kind of situation as horses, mortality coverage and things
Mm-hmm.
like that. We feed lots, whether some motor carrier, so for our
Oh, really?
truckers that are out there hauling cattle around
Mhm.
or any kind of livestock, we can cover the
Gotcha.
liability there. So there's just a whole realm in our industry of
Mhm.
different aspects of how we can make cover people and protect
Gotcha.
them.
Well,
Gotcha.
something
Yeah, and the
we've
cattle.
been doing a lot of recently are short term. So we don't recommend this. But it allows you, if you don't want to put insurance on your horse or it needs to get from point A to point B, we can do 30-day policies.
Oh, gotcha. What what if I'm going to lease a horse here from a buddy of mine to rope on? My horse is out, but I want to make sure that he's covered. Is it something like that? Would that be an option there?
You can certainly do a lease. If your lease is longer than 30 days, we would
Gotcha.
recommend a long-term
Gotcha.
policy.
Gotcha.
But the 30-day, I would recommend, say this horse is going to have to take a couple stops to get to the back east, and somebody just bought it and you're helping them out.
Oh,
Let's cover that horse.
Let's
while
go
it-
ahead and cover them in
Absolutely.
transport. That
Yeah.
makes
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah, that's
Makes
where
sense.
that works a little bit.
Yeah, just in case. That's a big just in case deal.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Cover everybody that's involved.
Yeah.
Is what it. Just protect yourself. That's
Yeah.
ultimately
Absolutely.
what this comes down to.
And those are minimal costs when things happen.
It really is. And all of the policies really are their prorated policies, so they're annual policies. So that is sometimes a situation where people get a little, like they feel like they're bound to something for a year. But, there's really, it's not a situation where they can't ever, get the money back that they've paid into it. So
Gotcha.
there's ways around it too. And there's another question I get asked, not to go down a rabbit hole, but everybody, they talk about, their payment options and things like that available. And there definitely are. Insurance is affordable. And even if the premium is higher, there's options to get
Gotcha.
that
Just
paid
to
out.
help
So-
people out.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
We have so many ways of helping people out and just making sure that they're covered and their investment is protected. I mean, that's what we're doing out here is, like we like to say, protecting legacies. And so
Yeah.
we find ways
Yeah.
of making sure that happens.
Well, that's awesome. And you guys both hit on it, and I want to hit on it again because it's very, very important. Giving back to the industry is what will also keep a brand alive, to be honest. I mean, really and truly, because we've seen a bajillion sponsors over the years the sponsors that come in and do what you guys are doing, there's a reason you're here sponsoring, and it's to give back. It's not just to give the USTRC money so Brian can buy new clothes. Like, you know, it's so that you can give back to the industry and work together. And I think that's pretty cool, because you got, like I said, just a couple years ago, we didn't know about this brand. And now with all of the buckles, with USTRC and everything you guys are being involved in, that helps the industry grow. It really does. It allows, as an association, it allows us to do more for our customers. And then that comes back, you know, it's a pretty big old cool circle, and I just want to tell you guys thank you for doing that. And pass that along to Cori and the crew. I mean, it means a lot. It really does.
Yeah.
You
well,
know?
we appreciate the opportunity, and we're so welcomed, and we appreciate that. And this is one thing that I'd like to mention real quick, is that our agents, we're blessed. All of us are in the horse industry in one way or another. So not only will you call and get a person, but your agent that you'll be working with has experience. So they're able to walk you through that. So, you know.
Well, it's just like this. Like, this is cool. Like, Brian's like, you know who you're interviewing? I'm like, I have no idea. And he's like, I'm like, oh.
Yeah.
Well, cool.
That girl with the
know
crazy
her.
name.
Little girl, yeah, what's her name?
Yeah, exactly.
No, Kristen, I appreciate it so much, and it is good to see you, by the way. It really
Me
is.
too. Yeah, it's been so long.
It has been.
Yeah.
It's the whole cutting world for a long, long time. I mean, I told the guys I have way more. Like, Phil Benham is still one of my besties. Gosh, I can't get rid of the guy. You know, but what a great bunch. The cutting crew is such a good. I had way too much fun.
Yeah.
For many, many years.
Yes.
many years. A lot of fun over there on that side of it. And you get to do this and kind of be around the industry.
Yeah,
and
absolutely. Honestly, I was really excited whenever, Cori made this announcement that we were going to partner with the USTRC, and then more of my, because I do love the cutting horse world, but my involvement with that was always getting them and training them to make rope horses.
Rope horses, yeah.
So that was my only involvement in all of that.
Yeah.
So, but the fact that I get to, be more a part of this, side of the world, it's been really exciting, and really all of us, that Cori has pieced together.
Yeah.
Like Kristen was saying, we all have involvement somewhere and another, and it's really been able to. It's cool to see how it has evolved to what it has become in just the last few years. It's really cool.
Well, I love it that they're bringing people in that can talk the talk. I mean, that's the deal. You live in it. You're not just some agent sitting behind a desk somewhere. Out here, know the deal. So, where's home for you?
Weatherford.
You're in Weatherford,
I'm in
but aren't
Weatherford.
you a Northern girl originally, or what?
No, I'm kind of from all over the place. I'm Florida blood.
Oh, gotcha.
So
Okay.
My dad's from Florida, but I grew up mostly in New Mexico.
Gotcha.
So yes, but I've called Texas home for about 12 years now.
Oh, you have? All right.
So 12 years, yeah. I don't know if you call me a Texan yet, but I like to think of myself
We
as
can
one.
go with that.
Yeah, we'll go with that.
Yeah. Sounds good.
And you're just down here around them all the time, huh?
I'm down here now.
You
so
are.
yeah, I too am
Yeah.
moved to Texas, and I definitely don't have. I don't get called a Texan yet. Yet. I'm working on it.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Well, ladies, thank you so much. And
thank you.
once again, thanks to the team for being a part of us and everything they're doing.
Absolutely.
And
yeah, we're looking forward to tomorrow when we're see who wins our
Who
sponsored
wins your
class.
roping,
That's
huh?
right.
Yeah, we're excited for
That's
that.
going to be fun. It's going to be really fun. Well, ladies, thank you so much.
you.
And
you.
everybody, make sure, coveredbycori.com.
Yeah,
That's it. Covered by Cori with
That's it.
C's.
With a C.
With a C.
CCC.
That's coveredbycori.com. Go check them out. We were checking out the website before we jumped up here, Brian and I, and real easy's got everything right there. They can fill out all their applications and everything right online, can't they?
Yes.
All right.
But you can get a quote easy peasy right on the website.
Just do it all right there.
Yep. Right there.
Awesome. Well, ladies, thank you so much for being here. Everybody, we have got short rounds coming. We are in the middle of the Cinch National Finals at Team Roping. We're going to have some winners coming up here and seeing us just in a little bit, and we sure appreciate all of you hanging out with us here at the EQN Sports Desk. On behalf of Covered by Cori and the girls, I'm Dru Stew. We'll catch you in a little bit.